is a protest against continued detention and harassment of Muslims in Ethiopia. The Oromo and the Ogaden community in Western Australia have organized this peaceful demonstration against the Ethiopian government, which has in the recent months embarked on a policy of religious persecution and control. The genesis of the problem was government action to impose a new divisive sect called Al-Ahbash. This Al-Ahbash is just a new sect which came to Ethiopia from another region, from the Middle East. And giving them, this group, a free hand to deal with Islamic issues to the extent of distorting the religion and maligning its legitimate leaders. As Australians and the refugees of Ethiopian background, we wish to bring to attention of the Commonwealth of Australia, to the Commonwealth of Australia and the Australian public that these rapidly unfolding political and social situations of the Muslim communities in Ethiopia is abhorrent and against our common values. The Ethiopian government actions are characterized by arrests, incarceration, beatings, disappearance, rape, and harassment of Muslims who have been peacefully protesting against government meddling in their religious affairs. The government deliberately and maliciously instigated and provoked Muslim communities in Ethiopia by sponsoring and facilitating a brand of alien doctrine purported to be authentic Islamic practice and use the new adherents to desecrate the place of worship, to desecrate the places of worship and education institutions, and causing clashes with the Muslim leadership and the Muslims in general. The sect known as Al-Ahbash is using government to forcefully occupy mosques, madrasas, that is Islamic schools, and other institutions run by Muslims. For a long period of time, the Muslim attempted to positively engage the government to refrain from causing disharmony and confusion among Muslim communities in Ethiopia. In spite of numerous appeals by Muslims, the government refused to budge and continued to support this group. The group was given official recognition as an entity representing Muslims in Ethiopia, and it has been using the unbridled government support to create social discord among otherwise peacefully coexisting Ethiopian communities. Knowing the depth of the government's manipulation in creating political and religious division among the peoples of Ethiopia, we consider it important to add our voices to others that have already expressed their disillusions and condemnation against the Ethiopian regime. We want to see positive change in Ethiopia generally, and religious coexistence in particular, through positive engagement by working with the Australian government and the public. We also ask upon Australian media to take interest in what is happening in Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa, especially in areas of human rights, democratization and respect for constitutionalism, rule of law, and provided in national and international laws. Oromo community in Western Australia, Ogaden community in Western Australia, 23rd of September 2012. Thank you. Ethiopian government is a dictator. Ethiopian leaders, Ethiopian government leaders are dictators. They are dictators. Ethiopian regime doesn't respect democratic rights. Ethiopian regime doesn't respect freedom of belief. Ethiopia, stop the killings. Stop the killings. Ethiopian government, stop the killings. Ethiopian government, stop the arrests. Ethiopian government, stop the tortures. Stop the tortures. Stop the down with Ethiopian regime. Down with Ethiopian dictatorial regime. Down with dictatorial regime.
እና ያውን ኢትዮጵያ ላይ ያለው ችግር በጣም አሳሳቢ ነው ለማንኛውም ሰው በጣም አሳሳቢ ሆኖ አለበት ይሄ በ21st century ውስጥ መደረግ ያለበት እና አክሴፕታብል እኛ ማናረጋው ነገር ነው እና እንዳለ የታሰሩት የሙስሊም ሊደሮቹ በአስቸኳይ እንዲፈቱ እኛ እንጠይቃለን መጠየቅም አለብን እስከዛሬ ያልጠየቅነውም ተመልሰን ሁላችንም ራሳችን መጠየቅ አለብን መጀመሪያ እና ይሄ የፍሪደም ጉዳይ ነው ፍሪደም የሰው ልጅ አለ ፍሪደም ኑሮ ራሱ ኑሮ ባይለው ይሻላል እና ያውን ያለው ጉዳይ እንዳለ እንዲፈጸም ፈልጋለሁ basically we are gathered today in the country called Australia in the city called Perth City we gathered here to come together and voice our speech and saying that we want our freedom and we want the people in the religious matters we want the governments to stay in the politics to keep away from the belief of the people which is the Muslims we're asking for our freedom and we're asking to believe what we want to believe and that being said the government in Ethiopia they are interfering with religions in Ethiopia which is Islam and they placing religious leaders from somewhere else that we don't know that is not authentic in the teaching of Islam and we say no to that and we will always be saying no to that so basically what we're saying today is power to the people so the people can have to choose their leaders because the leaders come from the people otherwise it does not make sense and what's going on through the governments we don't accept
should stop the killings. Ethiopian government should stop the arrests. Ethiopian government should stop the tortures. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
harra guyyaarra asbaanee paarlamaa fuulduratti protestii goone dhimma musliimoota Itoophiyaa keessa jiran kan ba'e immoo community Ogaadanii fi community Oromoo walitti dabalamnee baane haalli itti baane hundumtuu waan nama gammachiisudha baane mormii keenya dhiyeeffannee galleechuudha kunoorra wanni ta'e kun hundumtuu baay'ee nama gammachiisa kan nu abdannu gaa rabbiin inshallah ergaan kun ummata biyya keenyaas qaqqabee jara sin gammachiisa jennee yaanna akkasumas immoo mootummaa cunqursaa Itoophiyaa sanaas immoo akkas ergaan kun ga'ee akka inni barumsa kennuu fi hin abdannaa jennee yaadna. Galatooma.